Well, more now on the situation with Manx Gas, and David Cruddace is joining us, who's the new man in charge, taking over an operation that obviously not includes us here, but obviously in the Channel Islands. But David, we got this press release from you guys on Friday saying you've reached agreement with the Isle of Man government, and yet we've had nothing from the Isle of Man government. So what is going on? Have you exactly reached an agreement? If so, what is it?
We basically have reached an agreement with the Isle of Man government. The approval of that obviously is down to the government, but we reached an agreement on Thursday night, and given the length of time this has gone, etc., it's just appropriate that our customers know that we've actually reached an agreement.
But it all seems a bit shadowy, maybe, that they haven't come out and said anything. I got the impression that it was almost there, it's gone for discussion, but they were surprised almost to have you release that information. Am I completely getting that wrong?
I think you are, Paul, to be honest, because basically, obviously a deal was presented, heads of terms was presented to Tynwell in July. We've gone away and taken on board the comments, negotiated with the government from July to now, and we reached agreement on Thursday night. Now, the approval of the agreement is obviously for government and for government process, but effectively we reached our agreement on Thursday night.
Well, we've had the gentleman, Mr. Murphy, from the Gas Consumers Group here on the Isle of Man, saying he's not surprised this last-minute deal has been struck. You're both playing a game of poker, haven't you? You've been holding right back and seeing who blinks first.
Well, to be honest, I don't see this as a last-ditch, last tentative deal. The only timeline that's actually in place is the 31st of December. That's the time when the current regulation agreement runs out. It was terminated by the government, given 6 months' notice in June, and 31st of December is the only timeline that's actually out there.
But the threat was regulation, was it not, if you hadn't come to an agreement?
We have regulation in any case. We are regulated now. This agreement regulates us. If we don't reach a deal by the 31st of December, it's a different form of regulation, but it's all regulated.
You are a monopoly. People do not like monopolies, and whatever happens, you're never going to get away from that. I say monopoly only in gas, obviously, but you've had all sorts of other issues going on. You've changed your MD. Things have not been the best PR possibly for the last year or so over here, due to probably pressure from Mr. Murphy and his team. What would you say to him to reassure him and everybody else who's a gas user that this is a good deal?
Well, to be honest, the people I want to reassure are actually our customers. All 21,000 of them. This is a really good deal. It's putting £93 back into people's pockets just before Christmas. It's available now. It's agreed by the government. They obviously think it's satisfactory. It's a 5-year deal, which provides surety for both customers and company over that 5-year period, if it's approved.
Okay, but you wouldn't have done this unless there'd been pressure put on you. You'd be very happy taking away the 9.99%, wouldn't you?
Look, the Minister's report back in February 19 stipulated 9 recommendations, or 8 recommendations and a suggestion. The deal that we have now meets all of those recommendations. It's an excellent deal. In total, there's about £1.9 million going into Isle of Man consumers' pockets, hopefully before Christmas, and it's I think a fantastic deal. We took on board the comments. We've sat back down with the government post-July, and effectively both sides seem to feel this is an appropriate deal.
And where do you go from here? I mean, will you still be so generous in future years, or is this just to get everything put to right now, and then you can just keep making your money and being the monopoly in gas that you are?
Well, we are a monopoly in gas, and as a result of that, we're regulated. And this is a 5-year deal, and it presents a stable platform for both consumers and company. It allows us to move on, actually continue to do what we do, which is invest for the long term in a safe and ultra-reliable gas network. As I said earlier, I think it's a fantastic deal. The backdating is only available on this deal. If it went to a legalised, formalised regulation, then that obviously isn't available.
Now you're running Manx Gas. You're also running the Channel Islands. Where are you going to be based? Because obviously your predecessor was based here in the Isle of Man. I know we're talking to you in the UK, and you have tried to get in to talk to the media directly. But where are you going to be running this operation remotely or very hands-on?
No. One of the biggest frustrations I've had, quite frankly, is not being able to get to the Isle of Man. Obviously, having the three jurisdictions, if I'm not careful, my life will be one of permanent quarantine. I've tried desperately hard to get in there. The future for me, if and when this pandemic lifts, is to be based in the Isle of Man.
Right. Just to finish with, if for any reason, and obviously you've got the Council of Ministers backing on this, so it would presume to be a done deal, but if any reason it doesn't go through and you've got still this window open until December 31st, will you still be coming to the table for negotiations, or are you putting this down as your best and last offer?
Look, I think we need to see what happens. The government and ourselves have reached a deal. The only timeline that is ticking away is that 31st of December. As far as I'm concerned, we've got a deal, good deal, and it is the approval process is not within my control, quite honestly, and it's down to the political process, the due political process.